couldn't tell, this is the before. This is not the after. I have a bunch of like new to me kind of products here. There's a lot of e.l.f. It's mostly drugstore that we're gonna be using here today. I'll certainly link, you know, everything in the event that you are interested. And I'm gonna be using the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette for the eye look. I had you guys ask me some questions, so I'm gonna be going over some of that, as well as like, I thought we could talk about some relationship-y kind of things. And I don't know, whatever else I ramble on about. I have these e.l.f. Ride or Die Lip Balms. I have the clear one. And I also have Just Peachy. So, I don't know. I just wanted to try. Let's put the clear one on for now. Maybe we'll put Just Peachy on at the end. It feels hydrating. I hate this applicator. I don't know if you guys happen to see, I just did a 1 minute like little review on the Summer Fridays lip balm, and the applicator was very similar. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm weird. I just don't really prefer to like use my finger. I mean, I would just so much rather, and I probably could do that, but I don't know, it might hurt. I usually always do start with this. I love this stuff. I put it specifically where like I could crack, if that makes sense. Where I could crack, where my face could crack. Yeah, like a sidewalk. I find that it's really great for like concealer prep to put it under your eye. So it's the Clinique Moisture. I swear I did another video and I couldn't pronounce Moisture Surge in that video either. It's the Moisture Surge. Don't ask me to spell moisture for you. I really like this CoverGirl lid lockup, in my opinion. I mean, I have so much of the Urban Decay. I think this works honestly just as good. It's very similar to, in that it's not like a pigmented primer. It's very, what's the opposite of pigmented? See-through. I don't know, some people like a tacky base. I don't think I do well with a tacky base. Maybe that's a skill set thing and I just suck. I mean, that's probably what it is. How you can see like my tan line. You guys clearly know that I like self-tanner. I don't even talk about it that much, but I got a lot of questions on it. So the secret's out. Ain't nobody thinking that I don't use self-tanner, which is freaking all good, man. That is all good. Okay, just gonna go in with like a neutral-ish shade in the crease. So yeah, let me tell you what videos I have coming up. So I filmed before I went on break. If you aren't aware, I went on break. That was about a month. I was exhausted. I started my channel in like the early fall, I think, of last year. And I don't know, I had put out something like 60 some videos, working myself like a dog. And I was just tired. I was tired. For anybody that doesn't know, I work a full-time job. I should zoom you guys in. So anyway, you know, my full-time job is not a 40-hour-a-week job at all, not even close. So yeah, eyes tired, eyes still tired. I have a TJ Maxx haul from before. I do have an empties video already filmed. My other Aerie video will be going up. Like a hair care routine. I do get a lot of questions about my hair. I think it's actually really cool that a lot of you guys like my hair. Just gonna go in like a big fluffy brush, blend this crap out. I have been doing this kind of grayish color for a while now. This grayish white, and I've really kind of figured out how to maintain it. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is completely unplanned. What else is new? This is already looking bad, you know? I call myself a beauty YouTuber. Like, what a friggin' joke. What was I saying? I don't remember. Oh man. This video might have to be junked already. Going in the trash. The recycling bin. The recycling bin, come on. I had somebody on Instagram recently ask me if, like, you know, when I started growing out my gray, and I was not offended at all. I thought it was actually really cool. If you guys don't know, there's this whole community on Instagram that I don't even know how I found them because I wasn't necessarily seeking them out, but like the growing out your gray community, a lot of them call themselves like grombre and stuff like that. I think somebody thought I was part of that community and was asking me about my hair. I thought that was really cool. I wonder if I'll regret someday though, like this whole concept that like I went gray before I needed to. I don't have any regrets right now. No regrets, no regrets. Let me put just a smidgy smidge of red Man-Eater. That's actually really pretty. Sometimes how you get fun looks is you just hot mess espresso like me, and then you just wing it and it turns out okay. So several people asked about tanning and like what my favorite tanner is and stuff. I have not found a tanner that I like better than Loving Tan. Not even so much like the look of it, because I feel like I have found comparable things to that. It's probably more the longevity of it. Loving Tan and Saint Tropez are probably the heavy hitters that people, you know, kind of know about. But I would say Saint Tropez for me, one thing that happens often in like the little armpit of my elbow is like it kind of flakes off. That's not my jam. So anyway, Loving Tan, solid week. And then I actually usually use this maintenance product. I call it a maintenance product. I don't know if they call it a maintenance product. In Between, which is Bondi Sands. It's the gradual tanning milk. And speaking of face tanner, like when I was telling you, I could see my little line there. It's funny, I want to get it up into my scalp more, but I also have done situations where it actually changed my hair color. So I've got to be really cognizant of that. But I love this brand Tanologist actually at Ulta. They have like an add-in serum that you can add into a moisturizer. And I just put 1 drop into my moisturizer. And then last night there's a face oil kind. And I used that one. And then usually I'll take a break. Like I probably won't use any tonight because, you know, I don't want my face to start looking weird. I've messaged with a lot of you guys about sunscreen. I think it's really cool. I am, you know, I'm just trying to, I'm not like the only person out here trying to raise awareness about sunscreen, but trying to do my part, right? I think, you know, I was one of those people like a lot of us were, and I was a major sunbather when I was younger. Obviously regret it. You know, I used to lay out for hours, 7 hours without sunscreen. Oh, it's tragic. Now I mean, I don't really lay out anymore. I mean, I'm not saying like I won't go to the pool or the beach or anything, but I mean, all summer long, I generally use self tanner. It's like we only have one skin, you know? Gotta take care of that skin. The one thing I really don't do much of anymore is wear eyeliner. I just don't really wear it that much anymore. And I feel like it makes my eyes look bigger because I have partially hooded eyes. You know, I used to wear eyeliner every single day. I feel like I want to do a video on that. Let me know if you guys would like to see that video. Like some of the things of how I do my makeup now that I'm in my mid-30s compared to how I did it 10 years ago, and why I think it honestly is more youthful looking even now. So I don't know, that would be one of the things. Like I'll usually just use a shadow that's in the palette. Even if I do a color, like a color. Okay, everything's a color. Yep. Did you know that everything was a color? It's really crazy. Really wild stuff over here. It's like the more you, what's that thing? The more you learn. Even if it's black, is what I'm trying to say. Like even if it's a normal eyeliner color, like let's just call it black and brown. And I think it looks good. Somebody asked if I use like hair vitamins or any kind of like skin, hair, any of that kind of stuff. I'm not great at that. Like even just normal vitamins, like it's like, you know, I'll do it for a little bit and then I don't know. The answer is I'd like to, but the other answer is no, I don't. Okay, we're zoomed back out. You know, I don't think this looks great, but we'll keep playing with it a little bit. I'm gonna clean up the edges here really carefully because you don't wanna tug on your eye. See how you're gonna kind of make that little. Next, I'm gonna try this Essence My Skin Perfector Tinted Primer. It says it has an instant blurring effect and it is tinted, so it comes in a bunch of different, you know, we'll say flavors because, you know, that's just my personality. To call stuff by the wrong name. It feels very silky. Yeah, I do think it's nice. I think it blurred a little bit. I think it's funny, it makes up here look way worse. Yikes, maybe we should fix that. I don't know. Yeah, I like it actually. I wanted to try this out. This is the Revolution Conceal and Fix Ultimate Coverage. I think this is I'm not saying it's a dupe, but I think it's supposed to be inspired by the NARS Soft Matte. So I have this spot right here, and I have this, my infamous sunspot over there. Let me know if you guys know a way I can get rid of that. I've tried a lot of stuff and nothing works. So I'm just patting this in, let's see. I don't know, you guys, I don't think that that covered. Well, that looks a little better. This stuff, yeah. I'm gonna say meh. It's my official opinion. It's not terrible, but I think it could be better. The Very Hyped. So I have a new Realstar review on this product if you haven't seen it yet. So I'm using the shade Medium 330W. Very full coverage, but it has a very natural finish. So it looks decently like skin. Let me do it up close because I didn't really get a chance to do that in my little 1-minute Realstar review. Plus this camera has much better, what's that called? Quality. But look at it compared to the, my under eye. I mean, you can really see, and I don't even have dark under eyes, but it's making them look very dark because it's so full coverage. So if you haven't seen my new kind of like Realstar reviews, there's YouTube Shorts now, which, you know, that's YouTube's response to like TikTok essentially. I think there's gonna be a better platform for it and all that kind of stuff. I'm a makeup junkie, obviously. And I often would just like want to know quick thoughts on a product without having to like watch a 30-minute video on like trying all this new makeup. It's almost like, okay, well, where's that one product gonna be within that video? This was almost my response to that in the form of like a short video, like a 60-second video. It's fast, and then I do it as a voiceover. Don't get me wrong, I mean, the average, if you guys go back and watch it, you'll be shocked that it takes me this long. The average Realstar 1-minute review still takes me probably about 2 hours. I know that sounds crazy. I get the, you know, the kind of stats on the product. Obviously I test the product. Then sometimes to do that voiceover, then trying to get it down to a minute. So you're kind of finagling that for a while. Graphics, and I mean, before you know it, it's like 2 hours. It's crazy. I really like that. Let me do a close up. It's the Wet n Wild. I was that person, like I would literally be in like the Ulta parking lot, right? Trying to figure out what I'm gonna buy, all that kind of stuff, and like wanting to just know really quick thoughts on stuff. The reason I called it Realstar, other than the fact that I like to have the word real in everything, I'm sure you've noticed that by now. You look on Ulta or Sephora or whatever, and there's, you know, an X-star review. The concept is it's almost like a written review come to life. So anyway, I hope to keep doing them, so let me know if you've seen them. I'd be really curious to know your feedback. Halo Glow Setting Powder, and I have it in 2 shades. I have used this shade before. This is shade, I don't know. Shade that, I don't know. I don't see it. I'll make sure I leave it below, don't worry. I know you were so worried. So I really like this. It's almost like a radiant matte. If you do have a similar skin tone to me, I mean, that I thought when I got it in the mail, is that gonna be too dark? It's not, just so you know. I'm a weird skin tone. Well, I'm not that weird. Hopefully I'm not that weird, but I'm like a medium olive warm. If you're ever wondering how to really figure out your skin tone, and that sounds so basic nowadays, I get that. I feel like I wanna do a video on this. So anyway, I noticed that I felt the prettiest every time I'd wear kind of an olivey undertone, and then I was like, oh, well maybe I'm olive. And I would notice that, like, especially now with filming, because, you know, you might think something looks good in person in terms of like a shade match between my neck and stuff. I would often think something will look good, and then I get on camera and I'm like, ugh, that doesn't match at all. But when I wear olive, it looks perfect. You're probably better off wearing the wrong shade in a foundation with the right undertone versus the right shade with the wrong undertone, if that makes sense. And by shade, I mean like intensity of the foundation. This thing on, remember we said we were gonna put this on later, so let's do that. Don't make a liar out of me. And by that, I'm talking to myself. Another question I got was just, you know, Jen, like you do a lot, you know, you too, you have full-time job, all that kind of stuff. I feel like we have a lot of hustle culture. I don't want to perpetuate that narrative of like hustle, hustle, hustle. That's what you got to do. I'm not going to lie, that is what I'm doing. And honestly, I wanted to have one channel when I first started, but I then did a lot of YouTube studying, figuring out, because I wanted to be successful. I knew I was gonna be spending a good amount of money with all this, and I just, you know, I wanted to do it the right way, if you will. I didn't really want to figure it out as I was failing through it, and maybe I'm failing now, I don't know, but and with that, I learned that I really should have 2 channels. And no one ever said that I should do 2 channels. Actually, I think quite the contrary. I think they would tell you to never start with 2 channels, or like to start with 1 channel and obviously get your bearings and all that, and like maybe 1 year start another channel. But I like the interior design stuff so much that I didn't. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I apologize. I have another channel called Real Design Your Home. Please go check it out. If you like that kind of stuff. Don't feel like you have to subscribe just to support me. It actually doesn't really help to have people subscribe to your channel that aren't gonna watch your videos, like in terms of the algorithm. If you like interior design, please go, feel free to check it out. If you don't, that's totally fine. I'm not an interior designer, you know, I'm in finance, so I'm not any of these things that I do on my channel. I'm an amateur at everything, no. But I love interior design, so it was quite literally heartbreaking for me to think that like I was now just going to squash interior design, and I was really at that point all in with Realfluencer. We applied for trademark of the term. So anyway, the idea of just like abandoning my second channel, I mean, I shouldn't say that, it wasn't a second channel at the time, just the concept just made me so sad. So I chose not to do that, and between that and you know, the movement and all that, I mean, I'm drowning, to put it lightly. I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. That's not my jam, you guys know that. So, you know, how do I do it? I would say not well. You know, it's just hard. It's hard to do it all. And I'm trying to really also focus on Instagram, because I feel like a lot of the Realfluencer movement kind of stuff really like exists almost like on Instagram. So I feel like I can't abandon that. So if anybody was ever wondering like what it's like to be in social media, I mean, it absolutely can be a full-time job. And I'm telling you, I am the person that would have never thought that to be true. And I would have told you that the people that said that social media is a full-time job are lying. I mean, I would have said that. Like, I'm not joking. So I'm here to eat my words. I spend right now probably 50 hours a week, but if I wanted to upload and be active on all the Instagrams and all that kind of stuff, it would probably be at least 70 to 80 hours a week, which I can't afford to do that. I definitely am gonna be that person that hires help. Right now, it doesn't make sense because I'm not even, you know, I'm not even monetized on YouTube yet. If you guys aren't familiar with that, you're not even monetized until you have 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. So, you know, we're getting there. How do I do it right now? I don't get sleep. And that's unhealthy. And again, I don't want to perpetuate that narrative, so I'm not going to. So I think rest is important. I think relaxation is important. Family time is important, all those things. I'm sacrificing a ton to do this. I'm very lucky that I have an incredibly supportive husband. And if you don't know, I don't have children. So, I mean, that helps in terms of time. My husband and I, you know, we're like 90% sure we're not going to have children by choice, just so you know, by choice. I get on average about 3 to 4 hours of sleep a night, and it's bad. It's really bad. But I don't want to just not answer the question, so I'm gonna use the Beauty Bakery flour. This is a Black-owned brand, by the way, so we love that. Yeah, so I have just like a keen sense of awareness, like, so no matter what you're doing, right, whether it's something at home or your job, just how long stuff takes. And like, even if I have a couple minutes to squeeze in, it's like, what can I do in this 5 minutes? I have 5 minutes. What can I do in that 5 minutes? I am very organized, I will say that. I just made myself like this massive social media calendar because I'm now posting on multiple platforms. Obviously recycling some content, and it's all very overwhelming. Like, what did I post where and when, and what haven't I posted where and when? And I made myself a calendar that's all color coordinated and all that kind of stuff. So I would say just always be creative. I looked for something out there like that I could buy, because honestly, this thing took me a really long time to make. And I looked for something and it didn't exist, so I made my own. You know, for me, it's like I look for influencers like myself, and I couldn't really find many, so what do? I make my own. I make my own, and she's called a Realfluencer. No, but for real. I also try to multitask a lot. We travel a lot over the spring, summer, fall to Maryland because we're boaters. So I will be working in the car. I usually bring my laptop everywhere. I work in the car, and that's not great. Like, but I'm just being honest. I mean, that just is what it is. Oh, I just got it all over. That's great. So this brush, it's not my favorite. This one is very pokey. It just jabbed me and it definitely hurt. I definitely have other, you know, just tricks of how to be organized and all that kind of stuff. Maybe I'll do a video on it. Like, yes, I'm proud that I work hard, and you know, yes, if I am successful on social media one day, you know, will I feel good about that because I feel like I worked my way there? Of course, you know, of course. I just feel like the culture needs to change, you know, so I just don't want to be part of writing that story. That's all. Everybody should work hard at something, don't get me wrong, not at the sacrifice of your health. And right now, you know, when you're working like that, something is getting neglected. Like for me right now, it's my sleep, it's my relationship. Not that my relationship is bad, I'm not trying to say that, but you know, obviously we're not hanging out as much as I would like. And it's my exercise. I have not been exercising, and I'm not an exercise queen or anything, but I do like to stay healthy. Anyway, this was the mascara. It's decent. It's not anything to write home about. I am gonna put on just like little lashes at the outer corner. That's kind of what I've been doing. Like ones that look like this. Obviously everything that's come out of quarantine is generally negative. It's really terrible. But what do you think? If you had to name something positive that happened for you, you know, let us know that in the comments. What would that be for you? For me, it definitely was starting YouTube. I mean, I would have never slowed down enough to think to myself, I should do this. Ever since I started watching YouTube, like, hey, I think I'd be good at this. I'm not saying that I am good at it, but I used to be on my high school news show and I really liked it. And I actually really liked editing even back then. But for whatever reason, I never thought to do it. For me, I'm such a creative that it really is like the perfect way for me to get all my creativity out, honestly. That's just what I am like in life. Like I probably realized it when I first started liking like fashion, and then I also sew. I like to sew. I got really into makeup, arts and crafts. I've now learned how much I really love video creation and graphic design. I'm obsessed with interior design, as we've discussed earlier. It's one of those things where just like I'm generally a creative, and I've seen it manifest itself in really just different ways throughout my whole life. And I feel like doing YouTube in the manner in which I am is like the perfect way for me to like bring all that together. It's just awesome. I love it so much. So that's one of the reasons that I'm willing to work really hard at it. I really believe in it, really believe in myself, which why wouldn't I, right? Someone's got to believe in us. Might as well be us. Anyway, we're almost done here. I really wanted to talk about relationships. I wanted to quickly mention the love language book. It's very old fashioned in terms of like gender role norms, what a marriage looks like. You know, it's all very, very traditional, almost painfully traditional. So I can't recommend it for that, but I will say the concept is really good. It is a real thing. So the whole concept is that people love in different languages. So it's almost like it's natural to give love in the same language in which you receive it. So to give you an example, my love language is definitely touch, and not touch like in the way you think, you know, it's affection, you know, hugs, and like I am a touchy-feely lovey. I'm a lovey person, if you couldn't tell that already. So I would love, if you will, my husband in that way, because that's what I want. Like that's what's normal for me, you know? Lo and behold, his love language is quality time, meaning like he doesn't care if I'm hugging him. I'm not saying he doesn't want me to hug him. I don't mean it like that. 2-minute hug, and like it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside. I know this sounds corny. He would feel the same way about that as if like we went for a long walk, because he really likes to go on walks together and talk and all that kind of stuff. The way I feel about him being lovey with me and touchy-feely and all that kind of stuff is the same way he feels about walks. Another love language is acts of service. So like doing the dishes. Like it reminds me of that movie, The Breakup, with Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn. He's like, why would I want to do dishes? You know, so like obviously her love language was acts of service, and he didn't love in her language, if you will. So therefore there was just a huge disconnect. The other two are, one is it called words of affirmation? Meaning like you're pretty, you're handsome, you did great, I value you, thank you for taking out the trash. Like that's like words of affirmation. The other one is gifts. It's funny, my best friend in the whole world, her love language is definitely gifts. I will say it's one of those things though, like you have to be willing to love in the other person's language because it can create a cycle, right? It's almost like, well, they're not gonna do anything for me, therefore why do I wanna do anything for them? And like that's almost the cycle, but you almost wanna reverse that cycle. Dave's is also acts of service. If I do the dishes, it's like I bought him a Rolex watch, but I now kind of want to do dishes because I know how happy it will make him. And in return, he'll love me in my language more, which is just to be like affectionate with me and lovey-dovey with me. And oh, also my lashes, you can see them. I don't think they look that great. It's like the theme of this video. I've literally had people tell me that they don't recognize me if my hair's not poofy. How freaking funny is that? Yeah, this is approximately the final look. I wanted to say one more thing before a bunch of people start hopping off. I know probably not many of you made it to the end of this video, but if you made it to the end of this video, you are in luck. I just found out that this palette, so this is the palette that we used today. This is mine, so this is the used one, is coming in my Ipsy bag. Obviously I already have it, so I'm gonna do a giveaway. And I'm not really gonna announce it. So you will only know about the giveaway if you are here watching me. If we are connecting right now, you will know about the giveaway. Good luck in the giveaway. Appreciate you. Hope this was fun for you. It was fun for me. And I will see you in the next one. Happy Val/Galentine's Day. See ya.